But what we need to do is to extract and exploit the economic opportunity, which we have failed to do so far. One of the reasons for this is because we have been unable to stimulate economic activity with lower interest rates to increase output. This is going to come as we go along. I think the central bank will either have to do it today, tomorrow, or latest by January. But I think January is even too late. They have to do something about it today.
The consensus, Mr. Rawani, among a number of analysts is that interest rates should still, the headline parameters should be kept unchanged because the growth is there, but it's still very soft. Now you're saying it should be today, tomorrow, the 21st, or we should wait till January, but not even March. You think that will be too late? By what margins would you want interest rates lowering to go?
First and foremost, if you say interest rates are too high and you want to stimulate growth, then you've got to bring them down. There's an inherent contradiction in what you're saying. But I think we have to go directionally, move down by 0.25% policy rate. But more important, even if you leave the policy rate unchanged, you must bring down the treasury bill rate somewhat, at least by 100 basis points, and also reduce, give back part of the CRR to the bank so that they can have liquidity to lend. And that's what we have to do. Just look at the sectors. Agric grew by 3.06%. Agric benefits from intervention funds from the Bank of Agric. Agric benefits from central bank intervention. Agric benefits from the exchange rate changes that have taken place, which has made people to change their behavior. So you see rice, tomatoes, and all of these issues, all of these products showing positive growth. We need to stay and set the course. Don't forget that if you do not lower interest rates, activity will not increase, lending will not increase, output will not increase.
Thank you, Mr. Rawani. Obianuju, in terms of, we've seen one or two analysts' reports say, look, it is time to start cutting interest rate, even though a very huge number, more folks still tend towards the central bank that says, let's hold on a little bit. Now we're having a few voices say it's getting too hot in the kitchen. We need to reduce the heat a little bit because we can't get out of the kitchen. That's where the cooking gets done, so we have a very decent meal. So we need to do that. If you guys are looking at it, by what margin? Mr. Wan is looking at 0.25%. Even if we're not doing anything with the headline, perhaps we need to put more money for the banks to lend. But we remember, the central bank has always said the banks are not transmitting this money to borrowers. So do you think we have a dilemma here?
Yeah, definitely we have a dilemma. All the points are listed ahead. I mean, the appeal is there for the monetary authorities to actually ease rates. I mean, you look at our cost of borrowing, you look at the recent GDP numbers that came out, the non-oil sector actually declined, the manufacturing sector actually declined. So yes, definitely there actually calls for easing. But then again, you have to look at the global landscape. Oil price now has stayed above $60 a barrel. I mean, how sustainable is this? Is this a short-term cycle? Is this a long-term cycle? I mean, definitely the GDP numbers indicate that we are currently an oil-driven economy. So what happens if there's an external shock there? I mean, are we back to square one? So definitely these are things that the monetary authorities will actually sit on and deliberate. But however, we believe we are in support of an easing, but we do not believe that this is the right time to actually reduce the benchmark rate.
Mr. Rawani, a quick one. How do you think we should use this oil boom, technically speaking, in terms of volume and price stability to grow the economy? Where do you think we should pump this very quickly if we are doing some policy rate easing?
No, obviously we have our parameters clearly stated. The budget is there that we are going to do at least 30% capex. The GDP is an output measure, not a price measure. So even if the price goes to $100 a barrel, it's the number of barrels that you produce that is being measured. Our production cannot increase past 1.8 right now because we are being measured and we have to enforce the OPEC cap. Now, what other sectors are you going to actually stimulate? Manufacturing, agriculture should go further, trade, electricity has gone up by 11%. We need to put money into these sectors, and the government has to start by stimulant. But investors are responding to the environment. You cannot have tight monetary policy when there's tight monetary conditions. This is the situation. There's some fear that if this happens, inflation will go out of hand. I do not agree with that fear. because you need courage to do these things. And don't forget, a lot of voodoo economists are going to be telling you about how to tighten at a time like this to sustain inflation. But that's, with all due respect, that's voodoo economics. In pure economics, we need to do what we have to do to achieve what we want to accomplish.
Okay. Obianuju, finally, whichever way the central bank decides tomorrow, or the MPC decides tomorrow, what do you think? How do you think the market will move forward from here?
Well, definitely for the equities market, they've been affected with a number of factors. We saw the reclassification and removal of certain stocks from the MSCI frontier market thereabouts. So this sort of affected sentiment towards this stock, and we saw a bearish trend. The market was down 1.1%. We believe that investors sort of now will be awaiting the outcome of the MPC meeting, because now more than ever there are actually dovish calls to actually reduce the benchmark rate. So we sort of expect a negative performance to this week. For the fixed income market, there's a bond auction coming up this week. Investors are more likely to key into that side of the market, given that the FGN embarked on a roadshow last week, and in order to reduce the cost of borrowing. So we ought to see performance there to be skewed towards the bullish side.
Obianuju Nsofo from AfroInvest, thank you very much, one of the research analysts. Mr. Owani.
Yes, please.
Yeah, quick one. In about 10 seconds, what would you like to see from the MPC tomorrow? I'm going to go back to that.
I think I would like to see, and I would love to see, a slight reduction in the policy rate, if possible, but if nothing else, reduce the CRR and also move down on the treasury bill rate so that directionally we begin to see we go into a declining interest rate environment. Nominal interest policy rates may not be changed, but at least move in that direction so that and give the signal, because economic agents respond to signals. That's all we would like to see. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Owani. We have a lot to talk about this week, so you just hang in there for us. Economist and CEO at Financial Derivatives Company. Now today is the Universal Children Day. I'm sure you missed that. In case you didn't, we're going to talk about the children here, and we're going to have them here on the show. Let's mix some of this. Let's mix children. We are the children, aren't we? Yes, we are. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.